If Auditorium HD looks familiar to you, that means one of two things. You've either played the original Flash game, or you were tripping on some Major League PCP. And now for an obligatory PSA from your friends at CGR, don't do drugs. You've probably figured it out by now, but Auditorium HD is basically a simple puzzle game with a simple objective. Each level is designed around a continuous stream of light, and it's your job to bend that light into containers that are scattered among them. Of course, to bend the light, you have to use these bubbles called controls. They bend the light particles in whichever direction they're pointing, so you have to use these controls to fill the containers with light. And from that basic idea, things get progressively more complex. You might have to bend the light through a color sphere to change the color to match a certain container. You might have to use some advanced tools later in the game that repel and attract light. It's a simple concept, but it allows for some deceptively challenging puzzle solving. I'm kind of ashamed to admit it, but, you know, whatever. Kevin and I spent like an hour on this puzzle before we just gave up and started eating Cheetos. Of course, the big draw with Auditorium HD is the visual and audio experience. The game's excellent music slowly builds as you fill each container. It's a fitting soundtrack to the thunderstorm of multicolored particles that flood your screen. There's no HUD or anything obstructive to get in the way. It's just you and the game's really absorbing atmosphere. But you know, if atmosphere isn't your thing, that stuff's just gonna go right over your head. What really matters is the gameplay, and even on that basic level, Auditorium HD excels. It's a simple concept, but it's also strong enough to keep you engaged. With Move support, and for just $10 on the PlayStation Network, Auditorium HD is a rewarding puzzle-solving experience, even with the volume muted.